Well, it might look a little bit like I butchered this tree compared to how it started out. That over there is from the apricot tree. But all this in through here and a little bit over here is from this tree, so it wasn't quite as much. I wanted to get rid of a lot of the stuff that was growing up vertically, because that will really branch out, and the heavy weight of the apples will just pull the branches over and break them. And so a lot of these little cuts right up in here, that's what happened, is those curvy branches, when they get really weighted down with apples, they break. So this tree, I am slowly rejuvenating. This is the third year, and I want to get some new branches growing out that aren't curved like that. And so eventually I'll cut these off, but these are going to be really good apple bearing branches. They have a lot of spurs on them, and so I didn't want to get rid of everything, but I did want to open it up and have it be a really good apple producing tree next year. And so I think I accomplished that. I got rid of a lot of the water shoots coming up off the top. Those are those branches that just go straight up. So my next, and it's still pretty complicated in through here. I could do a lot more cutting, but I did enough, I think, for this year. We'll see what happens, what new growth happens this next year, and I'll probably limit that tree. It's growing out a good 20 feet there, and I really don't want it to be growing out any more than that. So I'll get rid of a lot of that probably next year if I can get some new growth coming in through here. So these other trees growing all along over here, I haven't started yet. And this will be the third year of pruning for these as well. And I did, over there, start to prune an apple tree, and I got rid of a lot from it. And made a big pile over there of chips. And my last video, you saw me pruning that tree right there. That one originally was the most overgrown of all. And again with this tree, I want to rejuvenate it. This branch right here needs to come off at some point if I can get some new growth coming out from in the middle there, and hopefully that sunlight will come down in and encourage something to grow in there. Isn't that right, Sally? She's been out here helping me. She's always out here helping me. So this tree right over here makes really hard green Granny Smith apples. It's a fantastic tree. I love the apples off of that. It makes great apple juice. It was growing up, about halfway up there, and I've chopped it off down to there, and it's bushed out. I don't have much more to do to that. That's going to be a great tree. It doesn't have anywhere near the problems that a couple of these here do. And the only problem here is they grew these, well, they didn't really grow them too close because the person who originally planted them never intended them to get this big. And then when they moved on, the next person who came in, their approach was to sort of let these things grow out. And I have that little apricot tree over there that I pruned. I have got 2 apricots on the other side of this, and a pear tree, a couple of pear trees, another pear tree over here, and an apple tree. So I'm just begun pruning. I've got a lot to do. Not to mention the trees that I have back over there. So you got to enjoy this kind of stuff like I do. You get to drive around in your toys.